Hi, I'm Pantazi. I got two questions in now. They were similar questions, and I got them from different people. One was Pilato, and one was Danny West. Now, Danny West is involved in the Kyusho.com subscription service, and he asked this question from the Platinum service on the forum, where we handle direct questions on all the films and all the educational process. Glenn Pilato was someone that I've known for 20, 25, 30 years. Was in Kyusho for a long time, and we were together in many different seminars. So both of them asked, we have gone through some body experimentation, and when you're in Kyusho, you have to take a look at the body and how it functions. You go into the physiology, the functionality, and you experiment, you push the limits, you try to see what works, what doesn't work, what influences the brain and the central nervous system, what affects the blood systems, etc. And they were both asking me, a long time ago, we used to do a lot more of this type of experimentation, where your stances were important, working with polarities, hitting high, low, left, right, front, back. And they asked me what were my viewpoints today as we're working more scientifically and working with the real structures of the human body, not pressure points anymore. And they asked what the validity was, and Danny West even asked a little bit further what was the validity when it came to real self-defense. And my answer to them was, or my answer to them, I already answered one on the forum, the discussion forum, was that they are fun to work in the dojo. They're great to understand the human anatomy and the functionality and the neurology and how it affects the body. But in reality, in a real situation, in a real fight, you don't have time to think of your stances. You don't have time to think of different polarities. I have to hit them on two different sides and all this. This is coming down to your training and simplicity. You have to get your hands used to attacking the targets at the right trajectory with the right tool. If you miss the tool, you're going to be maybe too broad a weapon, okay, to get in between the smaller spaces where the nerves or the vascular tissue lie. So when you're doing your training, you can experiment once in a while just to understand and realize the different levels of the Kyusho and how it affects the body differently. But in combatives, you have to be as simple as possible. Your hands have to be used to attacking the targets at the right trajectories in dynamic action, under stress. Not only just under stress of one individual coming at you in different fighting ranges, from sparring range to grappling range to weapon attacks, all of it. Then you have to get into the multiple person attacks. Then you have to get into environmental attacks, where you're outside and you're limited by your clothing, by your footwear, by the environment itself, whether you're on a staircase, in an elevator. These are all dynamics. You cannot be playing with stances, for example, on a staircase. Okay, they're just not going to work. Your better bet is to get your hands on these targets so they're your natural targets. You don't just think about swatting someone in the head with a fist. You're thinking about angling your entry to catch a nerve on the head, for example. And if you miss, you still hit them in the head. No worse for wear. This is the realistic approach of a Kyusho practitioner in our organization. We're not looking at pressure points. We're not playing the old games that we did. We still experiment once in a while. We still help people understand. If they have a question, we'll be saying, okay, if you strike at this trajectory with this weapon hooking into this nerve, this is going to be your result. And they ask why, and why you'd use that hand, why you'd use that weapon, why you'd use whatever you're using. And you can break it down now into those energetical games that we used to play in the dojo to experiment, to understand more fully. But again, when we're working with combatives, In real science, we want to work with the most simple tools and the simple, effective methods that will get us out of trouble and at the same time not injure the other individual. And again, that's a very important thing in our program. We don't want to cause physical damage. Anybody can have a bad day. Maybe they're destitute and they need money, so they're going to rob you. At the same time, you don't want to be a victim. So you have to end the situation, but you don't want to break them so they can't work again, or they're disfigured, or you have serious legal ramifications. And it is the humane way. You have to drop them, get them out of your way, or if there's multiple persons, you have to drop a couple of them and also get out of the way. But at the same time, damaging the people is not the goal. Okay? Although Kyusho is very effective in that and can be absolutely devastating. It's all the range that you need at that current situation. So I hope that answered your question, Glenn and Daniel. And we'll be coming back with more on the Ohansoken Kyusho targets in depth and to give you a greater understanding of the human anatomy and what the old masters know, not what the newer pressure point guys know.